Choose your own hours and be your own boss and earn the amount of money that you want to earn. Wouldn't that be awesome? And isn't that the definition of business? And I'll say it again, choose your own hours, be your own boss, earn the amount of money that you want to earn, work with the people that you want to work with, be proud of the product or service that you're working with, holiday when it suits you. Wouldn't that be a great way to live your life? I would call that living your life to the max. Woohoo! So I stand here as it's a very personal story. I was told, because I'm a woman, because I've got blonde hair, because I don't have a tertiary education, that it wasn't possible for me to be financially successful in business. And of course that's just not true. And I'll give you the end part of that story. I ended up on the Young Rich list in Australia for one of the richest people in Australia under the age of 40. And our business was on the fastest growing companies in Australia, the 100 list, 2 years in a row. Now I'm sharing that with you because I hate the word can't and I hate the word impossible. And I was told that both of those were how I was going to live my life. You can't have a successful business. It's not possible for you. And of course, that's just not true. So I'm a living, breathing example of that. So if you want to have your own business, and I'll rephrase that because sometimes people think that business is complicated. People think that it's hard, that you've got to have a business degree, that you've got to have all these special skills that only entrepreneurs have. And I'm going to ask the question again. If you could live your life where you didn't have to have a boss telling you what to do, if you could go and work the hours that suit you, whether it's work in the morning and have the afternoons off to go surfing, or whether it's to work 3 months and have 3 months off, it might be to work just school hours between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. They're all the things that you can do, you can choose to do if you have your own business. If you are sick of somebody telling you how much you can earn, wouldn't it be awesome to be in control of that? So you make the decisions, you set the pricing structure, you set the profit margin, you have the product or service that you're proud of, so that the product or service that you are selling adds massive value to people's lives, and then you have a profitable business. And that's what I'd like to share with you as part of this very special Can I Have My Own Business? The answer is yes. And here's the simple solution, and I share this every day with everybody in my life. If you do what you love, now whether that's play a sport, paint pictures, dance, sing, design buildings, build gardens, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you want to do, if you are passionate about it and if you love it, is it possible that you want to wake up every day doing it? More importantly than that, you want to keep getting better at it. So you want to do the training, the education, the learning. It might be that you've got to get a degree because you want to be a doctor. It might be that you've got to go to university for many, many years if you want to be a specialist. It might be that you've got to do specialized training. You've got to go to hours and hours of football training or artist training or singing training or orchestra training. But is it possible that if you love what you do, it's not hard work? The study is easy, the training is easy, the education is something that you want to do because you're doing something that you love. Now, if you put those two together, you do what you love and you keep getting better at it, is it possible then that whatever you're doing will add massive value to somebody's life? And if it adds value to lots of people's lives, then of course you'll have a successful and profitable business. That's how simple business is. And I share that with you because I've been told all of my life that business is complicated, you can't do it, it won't work. And that's just not true, because when I heard that sweet spot, which is do what you love, keep getting better at it and add massive value to people's lives, for me that was easy because my product, my service, was helping people to get healthy, fit and strong. It's the only thing I've ever been passionate about since the age of 13. I've wanted to do the training, education, learning, and I'm learning every day, I'm studying every day, I'm educating and re-educating every day because it's what I'm passionate about. And the product, the service of helping people to get healthy, fit and strong, not only does it add massive value to people's lives, but everybody needs it. Everybody wants it if they know how good it is. And that's the only next step to a successful business, is you obviously can't sell a secret. So once I knew what it was that I wanted to do, and I wanted to keep getting better at it, and I knew that the product or service would add massive value to many, many people's lives, I just had to learn how to market that business. And marketing's an interesting thing because there's lots of argument about how you should market. You can do a marketing degree at university. Obviously, we now live in the world of social media. When I first started marketing a business, there was no social media. I used the newspaper and I used handwritten letters, and I called people on the phone. And I'll just use a very fun side note for that. Isn't it interesting that back then, writing a letter, advertising in the newspaper, and sending personal letters was a normal thing? Now it's really not normal. So the beautiful thing about marketing that I learnt very quickly is that marketing is what you do differently from everybody else. So if everybody else is doing social media marketing, what can you do differently? If everybody else is putting an ad on Google or Facebook or they're using social media influencers, what can you do differently to that to make your business grow? And that's the mindset that I keep every day. Now, what I do now, because I've been successful in business, because I've had, and I will call it massive success. For a woman who has blonde hair, who doesn't have a tertiary education, and I'm sharing this with you because this was the commentary that I got from the press when I was on the Young Rich list, is, Rowie, you're a woman, you've got blonde hair, who takes you seriously? You're in a profession that nobody takes seriously, and yet you've ended up on the Young Rich list. You're one of the richest people in Australia under the age of 40. How the hell does that happen? And of course, my answer is exactly what I just shared with you. I'm passionate about health and fitness. I want to keep getting better at it. I'm inspired by helping people to be healthy, fit and strong. And that, of course, will add massive value to people's lives. And then I had to learn how to market effectively. So what I keep in my headspace every day, because now I'm teaching other people how to market and grow their business, is you've got to stick to the rules of marketing. And I want to share this with you as, again, the end part to the beginning of the story. When I applied effectively to my own personal business, which was personal exercise coaching, and my career started as managing health clubs, so I had to learn how to market a health club, I had to learn how to sell memberships at a health club, so I had to learn the sales process. And I had to learn that in different countries because I worked in America, I worked in the UK, I worked in Belgium, I've been involved in Australia and New Zealand. So I had to learn not just how to market a business, a health and fitness exercise business, but how to do it in multiple countries. And what's interesting is what I'm about to share with you has worked in all of those countries very successfully. So you can't sell a secret. People have to know who you are. You have to do it differently to everybody else. And there are some rules to marketing that once I learnt them, this is the end part of the story. So as a health club, I was constantly growing health clubs. And as I often share, one of the reasons I became financially successful is I've never worked for a wage. What I've always done is said to the business that I'm going into, because I believe in my product and service, because I believe that I know how to market now, health and fitness exercise, inspire people to exercise, don't pay me a wage, don't pay me any money. I would just like to take a commission, a bonus, a percentage of the extra business that I bring into your business. So whatever your business is turning over at the moment, whatever your profit margin is, when I increase that, and I will, otherwise you don't have to pay me any money, when I increase that, I want a percentage of that. And that, of course, is one of the reasons why I've become financially successful, because when you know how to market a business effectively, it will grow. And when the business grows, the business made more money, but I also made more money. And that's one of the beautiful things about business, just as a very important side note. Everybody has to win. The owner of the business has to win. The people who work in the business have to win. The customers, the clients, the members have to win. Everybody has to get something very special from that business, otherwise it won't work. If the business owner is losing but the customers are winning, the business will go broke. If the people who work in the business are losing but the business is winning, then you end up having a massive staff turnover and people want to leave because they're not being treated well. If the customer's not getting what they need, then of course they're not going to do business with you. So there's got to be a win-win. So that's a very important part of business. Everybody has to win. So as a personal exercise coach, and this is just a simple process again, there's 168 hours in a week. Everybody has that same number. That's the same for everybody across the world. What you do is you put those 168 hours in front of you and you cross out all the time that you're not available to do your business. This is a really important process because a lot of people get stuck in thinking, oh, I'm not going to have work-life balance, or my business is going to control my life, or I won't have any time for my family because of my business. But that only happens if you don't do this right at the start. So 168 hours, I want to choose my own hours. So I'm going to cross out when I'm sleeping, when I'm eating, when I'm exercising, when I'm spending time with my family, when I'm socializing, when I'm going to church, whatever it is that you do, you take that out of your 168 hours. Now you don't have to write, I'm going to watch football today. You just cross that out of your 168 hours. These are the times that I'm not available. That will then give you an amount of time to run your business. And surely when you're choosing your own hours, now the only time that you'll be doing business is when you want to do business. So now you have a number of hours that you're going to invest into your business. The next important number is how much do you want to earn? And that number has to be dependent not on what other people are doing, not what the competition's charging, not even what your expenses are yet. It's got to be simply what kind of life do you want to live? So what kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of holidays do you want to go on? Clothes, food, restaurants, private schools for your children, sporting events, whatever it is and I share this with much passion and enthusiasm, because what's the point of having your own business if it isn't directed towards giving you the life that you want? So that life, dreams have to be funded. So that life that you want to live, how much is that going to be? Now, for some people, that's $500 a week. Some people, that's $5,000 a week. For some people, that's $5 million a week. And there's no right or wrong there, because it's your life. So how much do you want to earn, and how many hours do you want to invest into your business? This is a really important process. Now, of course, the amount that you want to earn, you then add your expenses to that. And there's a little bit of complication to that if you've never run a business before. And that's one of the reasons why the Max International Colleges, the process is, we've made it so simple, because it's based on what do you want to do, how much do you want to earn, how many hours do you want to invest into your business? And if you don't know how to work out the expenses, that's what we're going to help you with, so that you now add those two numbers together. How much do you want to earn? What are your expenses? Add them together and divide them by the number of hours that you want to invest into your business. And that will then tell you how much money you have to produce per hour, per day, per month, per year to have the life that you want to live. And that's why things like discounting and having a sale and trying to reduce the amount of money that people need to invest into your product or service is a very, very bad idea. Because the reason to have your own business is so that you can fully fund it. And once you start discounting or devaluing what you do, then of course that's not going to work as a business. So set your exact price, and then how you leverage that is completely up to how you want to live your life. So I'll just use a round figure. If you have to earn, let's say $100 an hour, you've worked out that that's the amount of money you have to earn per hour. You could charge $100 per hour for your personal service, which of course there's plenty of people that will invest that depending on how much value you add to their life. 2 people could pay you $50 each, 4 people could pay you $25 each. In my business, you could teach a class and charge $10 and have 10 people come to that class, and you'd earn your $100. But you've got to make sure that that $100 is coming in every hour for the number of hours that you want to work to make sure that your business is successful financially, because if you're not earning money, you'll go broke and then you can't help anybody and you can't fund the life that you want to live. It's a pretty simple process, isn't it? So I did that very successfully. I worked out that I could run a health club because I had the business skills to do that, because I learned them. That's just a training process that I wanted to learn. How do I market a business? How do I make sales in a business? How do I look after the team in the business, the staff? I just hate that word. How do I make the business profitable? That's the most important thing. So I could run a health club. I loved teaching group exercise classes when I started my career. So I was running the health club. I was teaching 15 classes a week, and I had 64 personal exercise coaching sessions that lasted for 30 minutes each. Now, I was earning an enormous amount of money in comparison to everybody else in the exercise profession. And I share that with you very passionately, very positively, very openly. Because so many people said to me, you can't be successful as an exercise professional, there's no money in it. That's what the press said to me when they interviewed me as one of the richest people in Australia under the age of 40. They said, nobody makes money out of the exercise profession, it's just a hobby. Well, why not turn your hobby into a passion, or your passion is no longer a hobby, it becomes your business, and because you love it so much, it becomes successful. That just made sense to me. I didn't want to get stuck in some lousy, stinking, rotten job. And that's what most people do. They have 5 days of a job and 2 days and they earn money so they can do 2 days of doing what they love. I didn't want to live my life like that. I wanted to live 7 days every day, 365 days of every year, loving what I did. So 64 clients, and I was booked out constantly. And I share that with you because when you market effectively and you know how to handle cancellations, you know how to ask for referrals, you know how to grow your business, you become booked out. And I was always booked out. I had 64 sessions booked out every single week. I taught 15 classes every single week, and I managed a health club that I worked not on wages. I didn't get paid wages for the classes. and I didn't get paid wages to run the health club, I got a percentage of the extra business I brought into the class or into the business or into the gym, into the exercise studio. And just as a very fun and initial story, when I first ran away from home when I wasn't even 15 yet, that was my first conversation that I had with the health club. They didn't want to employ me because I was too young and I didn't have any experience, and I wasn't even a very good instructor. I just said, I want to teach classes. Give me all the classes that nobody wants to teach. I'll teach them for free. Let's work out how many people are coming to those classes and just give me a $1 for every extra person that I bring to the class. And to cut a very long story short, the first class that the health club gave me to teach, and they did because it was a win-win. They gave me the class to teach that nobody was coming to, which was Sparkle Day Sunday morning. The average number of people that came to that class was 3, which meant that some days there was nobody and some days there was 10 people, but the average was 3. So we worked out over a year that the average number of people coming to the Sparkle Day Sunday morning class was 3. If I brought 4 people to that class, I would get $1. Again, to cut a very long story short, I grew that class from 3 to 13 to 30 to 103, and I ended up being one of the highest paid. In fact, I think I can't prove this, but I believe at the time I was the highest paid group exercise instructor, certainly in Australia, because I got an extra $1 for every person that I brought to the class. I was also then bringing members to the health club, and I was taking a percentage of the new people that I brought to the club, not the people that were already there, but if I brought a new person who then came to my class, who then joined the health club, I got a percentage of their membership. So it was a win for the health club, a win for me, and a win for the person coming to the club, because I wanted to provide a great service for them, create a wow experience for them. And that's a whole nother story. When you know how to create wow experiences for people, that's what adds massive value to people's lives. So very simply, as a group exercise instructor, I learned everybody's name. I played their favorite music. I had their favorite treat, so we'd have lollies or fruit or cake or their favorite drink. I invested into the people in my class, which then invested back into me, which then grew my class. To me, that's something that I teach every day. So I'm sharing this with you because a lot of the people that I work with on a day-to-day basis to help grow their personal exercise business, their health club, their gym, and all of the other kinds of businesses that I work with, but predominantly and specifically fitness, I'm the living, breathing example that you can be very successful financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically in an exercise business. You just have to have the skills to do it, or the knowledge. It's not even skills really, because you can learn a skill. You just have to have the knowledge. So a lot of people have a referral system, or they have a gift voucher system, or they have an advertising system, a marketing system, but they're doing the same as what everybody else is doing. I'm here every day to help you grow your business different to everybody else, so that your business will actually grow. It will be successful. It will be profitable. You will have a waiting list. You won't have cancellations. You won't have to discount or devalue your product. Now they're not my ideas. They're all just things that I've learnt and applied to the exercise business, which now is the Max International Colleges. I apply to all the other businesses that I work with. And I have everything from lawyers, accountants, doctors, landscape gardeners, people who deliver hay. I have a broad range of businesses that I work with on a day-to-day basis, because the fundamentals of business are the same for everybody. Do what you love, keep getting better at it, and add massive value to people's lives. And if you do that, your business will grow. You can have a business. Don't let somebody tell you that business is complicated. And I'll share this again very openly and happily. I am a woman. I was told I couldn't be successful in business because I'm a woman. I was told that because I've got blonde hair, people wouldn't take me seriously. I was told that because I was in the exercise profession, that's not a real job and nobody will take you seriously. And when I was interviewed by the press, when I was on the Young Witch list, they were the questions that they asked me. How does a woman with blonde hair, with no tertiary education, from a career path that nobody takes seriously, how did you end up on the Young Witch list? And I'm going to share with you again. Do what you love, keep getting better at it, add massive value to people's lives, learn how to market your business, learn how to communicate effectively so you know how to sell your business effectively, and make sure you create a wow experience and a win-win for everybody, and you will have a successful business if you want one. So you can sing like I do every day. Super duper doo, how are you? Simply amazing because I love what I do. Woohoo!